Bore da, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Sarah Tagg, and I'm going to be doing a seated exercise session. It'll be around 15-20 minutes. The noise you can hear in the background is the dog drinking his water. He only appears when I start filming. So anyway, what we need is a fairly sturdy chair. So if possible, a chair without arms, but if you've got a chair with arms and that's all you've got, that's fine. But something, if possible, that you can sit fairly nice and tall, where your hips are sort of slightly higher than your knees or level with your knees. So see if you can find a sort of a good chair. You can pause me while you do this. And we're also going to make sure that you feel totally well before you do this. So if you're not feeling great today, maybe it's not the day to do it. So if you're feeling at all unwell, leave your exercises till you're feeling better and just cope with the day to day. Otherwise, let's get onto that chair and let's get started. So I'm going to make my way. Looking around me, just checking that there's not too many dirty plates and cups around. Here's Sam. So we're going to see if we can first of all look at how we sit in this chair. So if you can see, I'm a little bit slumped here. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to lift my chest, and just by lengthening through that spine, I'm getting my chest, my upper back away from the chair. If you do need the back of the chair to support your lower back, that's fine, but try and sit as tall as possible. The other thing we're going to try and do is lift one sitting bone at a time to come into our working position. Notice the position of my feet, okay? My rather large feet for a woman of my size, okay? But the feet are directly underneath the knees, and we're going to make sure those feet are hip width apart so that we're not sort of sitting like this or like this. We're really making sure these core muscles work. We're working those postural muscles that really help with things like back pain and balance. So we're in our working position. We're sitting nice and tall, and we're just going to open out this chest. And the first thing we're going to do is a little squeeze of those shoulders up to the ears. And then we're going to relax those shoulders down. Now, who's holding their breath? Quite often what happens is we start to hold our breath. So what I'm going to get you to think about doing is breathing in as we bring the shoulders up to the ears, and just gently breathe out, let those shoulders fall away from the ears. Really nice way of getting tension out of the neck and the shoulders. So let's just slide those shoulders down away from the ears. Wonderful. Now, relax those hands because we're going to do a little warm up for your neck. So we're going to gently drop your chin down towards the chest, and then we're going to lift that chin up again. You're going to look straight towards me. Simple. Beautiful. Let's try that again. So we're not forcing this movement. Just gently dropping that chin to the chest, bringing it all the way back up. And we're going to do that one more time. And again, you can just gently breathe out and breathe in. Superb. Now, let's see if we can just get a little bit of movement. So we're going to keep that chin nice and parallel. Imagine you're looking out into the distance. And then we're going to gently, gently turn your head one way, and we're going to bring it back. So all we're using is these muscles in the neck. We're not trying to force it, we're just taking it to your point of tension, and then we're bringing it back. Notice we're just looking this way at the moment. If we start looking one way and then the other, you may start to feel a little bit dizzy. So again, sitting nice and comfortably. You can feel both sitting bones on the chair, and we're still sitting with that nice long back. So imagine the Queen's about to come in to watch you exercising. It's amazing what that thought will do to the way we sit. And then we're going to come back to center. Good. Now we're going to roll these shoulders. And what I'm going to try and get you to do is bring the shoulders up towards the ears, and then you're going to roll the shoulders back, slide those shoulder blades down the back. Good. And again, It doesn't matter if your range is very small, if it's a little bit bigger, it's all about how it feels to you. So we're just going to draw those shoulders up to the ears. We're going to relax those shoulders down. Excellent. So you may want to just move the feet a little bit. These legs have been quite static. So whatever you feel like doing, you can straighten out those legs. Okay, any movement is usually pretty good. So once we've got those legs moving, we'll bring them back again. Now, I'm going to get you to imagine you've got a sort of tight pair of trousers on. Quite tight, and we're just going to try and do that top button up. So we're just going to draw the tummy button away, gently away from that top button, and then we're going to bring those hands underneath your chest. Now, watch those shoulders. Relax the shoulders. All we're going to do now is, this time we're turning from this part of the body. So we're going to come back to center. So we're getting a little bit of movement in this mid part of the trunk, and it's amazing how little we use this part. So you need to be able to move this part of the trunk just to do things like roll over in bed, okay, maybe to reach for something, certainly to do a seat belt up if you're getting in the car. So come back to center, just shake those arms out a little bit. Excellent. Now we're going to do a little warm-up exercise for this lower back. So again, imagine you're doing at that top button of your trousers. You may want to take the feet a little bit wider here, but keep both sitting bones on the chair, because all we're going to do is we're almost going to lift this rib cage up out of that pelvis, out of your hips, and then we're going to lengthen all the way up. Nice relaxed shoulders. Let's do the same on the other side. So it's a small movement. You can gradually build the range, but it's better to start smaller and gradually build rather than sort of steam into it and realise you've pulled a muscle in your lower back. So it's all about the lower back. So if you get lower back stiffness when you get up in the morning, or when you've been doing things, or if you've been sitting a long time, this is a lovely exercise to do just to loosen up that back. But it's very much static here, nice and relaxed in the shoulders, and it's a sideways movement. Sideways movement. Good. Imagine you're squished between two walls and there's no room to move forwards or backwards. Let's bring those feet back to hip width apart, and we're going to see if we can just take a little walk on the spot. So we're going to lift one knee at a time, and if we can, we're going to place the ball of the foot through to the heel as we land down on that floor. Good. So we're just getting a little bit of movement through these legs, and then we're going to bring it down. Now, let's see if we can just take some circles with that big toe. So we're just going to circle that big toe one way. We're going to circle that big toe the other way. And then we're going to bring this foot back down. Let's see if we can do the same on the other side. So nice big circles one way. You can keep that heel on the floor if you need to. I'm sort of realised that you won't see my foot unless I lift the whole leg up. And the other way, 5 circles the other way. Make that circle with that big toe. Bring it down. Now, this is the good bit. We get to walk backwards and relax back in this chair. Not too much, but you can relax back. And what we're going to do is we're going to straighten out this leg, and then we're going to bring it back. So you can relax those feet in front of you. We're going to just straighten. So the knee is bending as we bring the foot down. The knee is straightening. I'm going to show you from a different angle. Okay, this thigh stays on the chair. Okay, this thigh stays on the chair. We're just straightening. So you'll feel these muscles here working. Okay, we're just straightening. So we're warming up this knee joint, but we're getting these muscles here working as well. Let's change legs. So let's do the same 5 on the other side. Doesn't matter if the toe's pointed. As long as this thigh's just resting on the chair. We're trying not to lift from here. So we're just bending. Oh, that was straightening. See, I don't know bending from straightening. Excellent. One more of these. One more of these. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. We'll just shuffle into that working position again. Whoop. Excuse me. All right then, we're going to take that little walk on the spot. We're going to take that little walk on the spot. So, we're going to see if we can build on those moves a little bit. We're going to build on those moves a little bit. We're going to settle these feet down and we're going to see if we can take one hand and we're going to just push it away from the chest. We're going to bring that arm in. I'm going to show you from a different angle. So we're just going to push and we're going to bring it in. So we're using the shoulder muscles, we're using the chest muscles, we're using the muscles in the back of the arms, and we're just getting these shoulders nicely warmed up. So we're going to push on this side. We're going to bring this arm in, we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're just going to push, we're going to bring it in. So we're not pushing into pain, we're not leaning forwards, we're just pushing, lengthening through that arm, and then we're going to do the same. Good. Now, let's see if we can do them together. We're going to push, and again, we can breathe out. Now, if this is too much, just do one arm at a time, and we can do alternate presses. Good. We're going to do 2 more of these, pushing through these arms, and 1 more. One of the things I must tell you is that I'm very poor at counting, so I might say 2 more and you'll end up with 5 more, or the opposite. So my apologies if you go, Now, let's just see if we can just shake out those arms a little bit. After all that work, you may want to shake out those legs a little bit. There's nothing better than a little shake of the legs and the arms, a little shake of the body. Good. Now, we're going to see next if we can take this arm, and we did those shoulder rolls earlier. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and take some circles. So imagine I put that pencil in your elbow, and we're going to make some circles, and each circle is going to be slightly bigger than the last. Now, if there's pain, keep the circles quite small, but we're getting a nice bit of movement in that shoulder joint. Good. Let's see if we can do the same on this side. So smaller circles to start. We're just building into this. Good. You're looking great. That's it. Building into this. 1 more on this side. Now, shall we see if we can do both arms together? Circles together. We're going to do 5 of these. And we're breathing in all the way down to that belly button. Breathing out through the mouth if you can. So we're going to take 1 more of these. Remember, if anything gets too much, just stop and wait for the end of the exercise. Oh, feels great. Really loosen those shoulders now. Okay. Now, we're going to see if we can take these feet a little bit wider again. So, now, we're going to practice what we call a transfer of weight from your right sitting bone to the left sitting bone. Now, what we're not doing is lifting the sitting bone off the chair. We're just seeing if we can transfer your weight into that right sitting bone and into the left. Good. Now, if you feel comfortable, and if there's no arms on your chair, there's no one to hit or nothing to hit, we can bring a little bit of arm movement into it. So we're getting a nice bit of movement through that whole trunk, movement through the legs. We can push off this leg, we can push off this leg. Good. We're going to do 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring it down, and then we're going to walk those feet back in. You can just let those feet walk on the spot a little bit if you like. Superb, superb. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to come back into that seated position. So remember, we're nice and comfortable in the chair. We're going to go back to that straightening of the leg. So we're going to this time just let those feet relax in front of you, and we're going to see if we can squeeze that leg. We're going to hold it there for 3, 2, 1. We're going to relax that leg down. I'm going to show you from a different angle so you can see. We're going to straighten out that leg. It's better from this angle actually. Straighten out that leg. We're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring it down. And again, we're going to straighten out that leg. Squeeze this muscle here. 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring it back. And again, straighten out that leg, squeeze, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the same on the other leg. Off we go. So we're straightening out that leg, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. 3, 2, 1, and release. Straighten out that leg. Good. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now in this working position, this time sitting back in the chair, we're going to do something a little bit different. Again, it's all about this leg strength and mobility for the ankles. So we're going to see if we can straighten out this leg. Now, I'm going to get you to use that big toe to write your name while keeping this leg straight. So I'm writing my name, it's Sarah, and then we're going to bring that leg down. We're going to do the same on this side. So we're straightening out that leg. With that big toe, you're going to write the letters in your name. Good. With that big toe, keeping this leg straight. Let's try that again. Let's see if you can do not just your first name, but your surname as well. Good. So we're getting a really nice bit of movement in those ankles, but we're also making these legs work really hard. Oh, who would have thought a G would be that difficult to write? Let's try this side. I'm a little bit perturbed by how difficult I'm finding this. So don't worry if you're finding it really challenging. Good. And then your surname. But just do your first name if your surname's too hard. Lovely. Okay, let's bring it back into that working position. Brilliant work. You may want to just lengthen out those legs in front of you. Excuse me, that's my dog barking at the seagulls. I've told him there's nothing we can do about them. So, we're going to finish off. We're going to see if we can just take a little push up with these arms. We're going to take a little push up, one arm at a time. So sometimes there's a lot of pain in the shoulders, and this movement is really challenging. So just find the movement that fits your range. If you can't reach all the way, don't worry, just find your range. Reaching up and down. We're going to do 2 more, either arm. We're just pushing up. Good. And we're going to do 1 more, either side. Excellent. Excellent. And we're going to bring it down. Now we're going to take a little roll of those shoulders, and then we're just going to relax there for a moment. So we're going to see if we can practice a little tap out to the side or slightly in front of you. So slightly in front and to the side. So we're just tapping in front. Good. Now I'm going to see if we can finish our exercises with a little bit of a tap, and we're going to add a push at the same time. We're going to add a push at the same time. We're going to go 4, 3, good, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Good. Now if you're feeling comfortable, we're going to see if we can push up with that tap. So we're going to start with the taps. Good. Now we may be able to push up. Good. We're going to go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Remember, if anything feels uncomfortable, you don't have to do it. Let's take a roll of those shoulders and release. Well done, everyone. So, we're going to finish our little session with some stretches. So this is all about just making sure we maintain the lovely length in the muscles so you can reach and do all the things you need to do when you're out and about and around the house. So we're going to just gently walk forwards into that chair so we feel nice and secure if you're not already. So lift that chest away from the back of the chair, and then we're going to see if we can walk one hand over the shoulder. We're going to reach down that back. We're going to support this stretch only as far as you feel comfortable. We're going to release And we're going to take a roll of those shoulders. Let's do the same on the other side. Walk that hand over that shoulder and just as far as you feel comfortable to your range. And then we're going to release. We're just going to roll those shoulders again. Just going to push those hands gently behind you. Draw the shoulder blades together. And we're going to release. Great work, everyone. Let's slide one foot in front of us. I'm going to show you from this angle. Slide one foot in front of us, keeping that long back as if we were going to touch the toe on that foot, but we're not going to reach for the toes because we're just looking for this stretch down the back of the leg. Now draw your toe towards the ceiling, almost towards you. Release. We're going to come all the way up. Let's see if we can do the same on the other side. So, lifting that chest towards the straight leg, but keeping that back as long as you can. You'll feel a stretch down the back of that straight leg. Breathe out. Nice and relaxed. Draw this toe towards you, towards the ceiling, and then we'll release. And then we're going to bring ourselves back into our chair, and we're going to relax. And then we're going to finish with a little bit of what we call belly breathing. So you can take your hand over that belly if you feel comfortable, or you may feel more comfortable resting your hands on your thighs, on the arms of the chair if you've got them. And we're going to think about breathing in through this nose. We're going to relax your face. We're going to breathe into that belly button. And then we're going to gently push that breath out through the mouth. And then again, we're going to breathe in and one more time, we're going to breathe in and breath out. And then, before we all go to sleep, we'll wiggle our fingers, give those toes a little shake. And that's the end of our 20-minute session, maybe slightly over, with Sam barking, with someone doing a little bit of wrestling manoeuvring in the background, but hey, that's home life for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're feeling a little bit better. Look forward to our next session.